Now we're going to look at geometric sums. Here we have the geometric sum formula. Notice that it's S sub n. That means it's a sum. Notice the R stands for the common ratio, so we know it's for a geometric sequence. What we're going to do is we're going to find the sum of the first 8 terms. So we're going to go sum of 8 is equal to 2, and then in parentheses, 1 minus our common ratio. We see that each time it's multiplying by 4. So we're going to go 4 raised to the 8th, close the parenthesis, and then what we have is 1 minus 4. Now, every calculator is slightly different, so I'm going to trust that you know how to use your calculator and plug all these values in, and you end up with 43,690. Now, for the second one, we're going to do the same thing, the sum of 8 numbers. Our first term is 80. Then what we have is 1 minus. This time, we see that it's going down. It's dividing by 2. So that means that our common ratio is going to be a half. Make sure that when you put it into your calculator, a half, or usually what I do is put in 0.5, and then we raise it to the 8th over 1 minus a half. So we're finding the sum of 8 terms, and that's equal to 159.375, or it could be 159 and 3/8, depending on if you're using a decimal or a fraction. Once again, you get to choose what you want. And then for letter C, what we notice is that it's being multiplied by 6. So I'm finding, once again, the sum of 8 terms. My first term is a half, and then I have 1 minus 6 raised to the 8th, and I'm dividing it by 1 minus a half. And that right there gives me the sum of 8 terms, which is 167,961.5. Or you could have a half. Once again, decimal or fraction is fine. Now, this is most likely what the questions are going to be. It's going to say find the first 10 terms, and it's going to say either geometric or arithmetic. So far, it's told us whether we're going to do arithmetic or geometric. Now, what we have to do is we have to figure it out. So when we're looking at the sequence, they look identical, but what we have to remember is that geometric sequences multiply or divide, and arithmetic sequences either add or subtract. So when we're looking at our first one, what we notice is that it's being multiplied by 3. So that tells us it's a geometric. So we're going to use the same formula that we did on the last ones. The sum of 10 terms is equal to 2 times 1 minus 3 raised to the 10th, 1 minus 3. And so when we plug that into our calculator, we get 59,048. Now, if we look at the next one, notice that it's a little bit different. Instead of multiplying, it looks the same, but what we're noticing is that we're adding 4. So what we have to do is we have to remember the sum formula for an arithmetic, and it's been a little while since we've done this, so I'm just going to write it right here. And so we're going to find the sum of 10 terms, and we're going to go 10 over 2. And then it's always 2 times the first term, which is 2. And then we have 10 minus 1, and our common difference is 4. Oops, not D, it would be 4. And that right there is going to give us the sum of 200.